Hello and welcome back to Gio's View. I'm Gio Battaglia.
I'm Madison Scott.
I'm Antonina Tortorello.
And I'm Katrina Bound.
There is so much to break down from the Oscars that aired this past Sunday that we are devoting a whole segment to it. And later in the show, we will be talking with clothing creator Justin Stennett. The Oscars quickly made headlines after Will Smith went on stage and slapped Chris Rock. Rock made a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, calling her G.I. Jane, referring to her bald head. If you haven't seen this already, take a look.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary.
Smith returned to the stage 40 minutes later to accept the Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role, which had some people up in arms about whether Smith should have been escorted out of the ceremony following the incident. Do you guys think Smith should have been escorted out after the altercation? Should he have to return his Oscar? Maddie, you take it away.
So I've gone back and forth with this in my head like a lot, but I feel like at the end of the day, I do kind of feel like they should have escorted him out. I was thinking about it if that was a woman, if Chris Rock was a woman, definitely they would have. And I mean, he hit him like really, really hard. So that's definitely like some type of abuse. But I know Chris Rock didn't want charges pressed. I don't know. I think doing that, coming out on stage and slapping someone that hard, like at a public event like that, definitely, he should not have been there afterwards. I agree that he should have been taken out. In regards to his Oscar getting taken away, I don't agree with that. I mean, I feel like that opens up a can then to a lot of like other situations where they would have to take Oscars away. I mean, Harvey Weinstein, I'm pretty sure he still has all of his Oscars. So I understand why people are saying that, but at the same time, you can't just do it for one person and not the others.
Antonina, your response?
Yeah, I agree. I feel as though Will Smith is such a well-respected actor for such a long time. We've all grown up with him. And I do understand being upset about an insult to your wife. Like, that is completely, completely understandable. But completely disregarding the respect for everyone in the room, the Academy, all the producers, everyone who's behind the show, trying to make a show happen without any mishaps. You disrespected that because that was, and it is the talk of the Oscars now. There's so many other things that happened at the Oscars that no one is talking about now because of that. So I think that it was unprofessional and disrespectful to everyone. Chris shouldn't have made the joke, but then again, they were also making jokes about a vast amount of celebrities that night. Yeah. So I see it from all angles, but at the end of the day, I feel as though it should have been handled afterwards, and he got the award. So I feel like it would have been so much more impactful to go up there, accept your award, talk about how much you love your wife and how that shouldn't have happened, than do what he did in that moment.
Yeah, I think it's just like violence is never the answer, and honestly, I feel like it comes down to women's appearances just need to stop being the butt end of jokes at the end of the day. I mean, like, women's appearances, I'm sure you guys can relate. It's like everything, like not even just because we want it to be, but no matter where we go, that's the first thing people usually judge us on. And so to make a joke like that in front of so many people, I understand why Will Smith would have gotten that upset to the point where he wants to hit him, but it just brought way more attention to it that I'm sure Jada didn't want. And like I said, violence is never the answer. So.
It was extremely inappropriate, honestly. Chris Rock being a comedian, you know you're going in there knowing that he's going to make jokes. Even if the jokes are inappropriate, that a slap was not the right thing to do. Settling it off camera to the side. was going to be way better, but it just wasn't taken that way.
Well, we definitely want to know your thoughts on this situation, so leave them in the comments below.
And on a more lighthearted note, Lady Gaga presented the Best Picture award alongside Liza Minnelli, who is celebrating the 50th anniversary of Cabaret. Take a look.
Oscar award-winning actress, Liza Minnelli.
Throughout the night, we've seen highlights of the 10 best nominated for Best Picture awards. Now we're going to show you something else, and then we're going to tell you
who the
who it
nominees
is.
are right now.
Oh, good. I got you.
Do you think the Oscars put Minnelli on a blast for her current medical condition, or are people taking it too far? Kat, take it away.
I think what Lady Gaga did was so wholesome. It was absolutely so cute. It was so cute, and she was respectful. I have no complaints with it, honestly.
Yeah, I watched this video last night in my bed, and I was already having a day, but it just made me cry because I've grown up in theater. I'm like a theater kid, if I can admit that on camera.
Absolutely.
But I've loved Liza Minnelli. She's such a well-respected and well-renowned actress, and she has been literally just the goal for everyone, basically. She's just great. And I know you're a big fan of Lady Gaga. I am too. I think she's just such a class act, and the way she handles everything is just so respectable. And what I want to see in a celebrity, I think what everyone should look up to in a celebrity, and it was just so supportive and so sweet, and it was just my favorite thing I've seen in a while.
Maddie, what did you think when you saw it?
Yeah, agreed. I loved it. I thought it was so cute. I mean, I didn't have any bad things to say about it.
What did you
about
think
you?
about the people saying that she put Minnelli on blast and the Oscars put Minnelli on blast and like almost embarrassed her?
I don't think it was on blast. I think that it was kind of showing that she's still strong, you know?
I think, yeah, she was obviously struggling, which, as you, one would, you know what I mean? And I don't think the way that Lady Gaga did it in any way was disrespectful. I think she was genuinely sitting there helping her. And I didn't see anyone say that personally. So when you brought that up, I was like, what's the word? So shocked and surprised that people were saying that. But yeah, I don't agree with it because I think that she was from the bottom of her heart trying to help her.
Me too. I'm glad it didn't even cross your mind that they were doing that. I mean, we've seen Gaga do it with Tony Bennett, who's a jazz singer, and they did that whole 60 Minutes interview about Alzheimer's and stuff. And I think if anyone was to walk on that stage with Liza Minnelli, it should have been Lady Gaga, and I'm glad they chose her.
100%.
And speaking, I feel like anyone would say that, not even just the biggest Gaga fan.
People are gonna find problems with everything nowadays, and I think it just comes down to that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have another edition of Conversations with Creators this week on Geo's View. Today, one of my dear friends, Justin Stennett, joins us to talk about his clothing brand, No More Promises. Justin, welcome. So I know this has been something that you've been talking about since our freshman year. We're juniors now. So if you want to take us through that process from then to now.
Yeah, so basically I had come up with this brand around freshman year. I was just thinking of things to do in my free time or whatever, and it hit me I really like clothes and I really like expressing myself, so I felt like that was a good combination. Other than that, it was just I really like art. I like a lot of things. A lot of people don't really know that about me. I'm into basically everything. Art, clothes, anything really. So I wanted to kind of mix that up and put that somewhere where I can be happy and, just wear my clothes, really. Did it for friends, too. I like making sure my friends, have clothes and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. I'm just doing it, living day by day,
Yeah, well, since you got the idea till now, when you have your clothes out there on your website and you're selling them, what was that process? What did you have to go through? Did you do it on your own? Did you have help? What was that like?
Yeah, so my biggest thing was I wanted to be as professional as possible, so it took me a lot of steps. I'm not the person to just go out and rush something, so I started out with the logo. A lot of people start out with the logo, and then they go from logo to actual clothing, and they might just put their logo on their clothing or something like that. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to incorporate more art, so that's the route I took. But from there, you know, you get an LLC, you get your friends, you tell your friends to, hey, I'm making clothes or whatever. Do you want to wear something, model for something? Any way to incorporate like local community is a great step. And from there, you just promote. After that, it's just marketing and promoting.
Yeah.
Now, do you make all these pieces by yourself, or do you mass produce them with like a company or friends?
Yeah, so what I do is I have a lot of friends that I actually met locally from doing what I just said. Bunch of designers and graphic designers that went to art school and stuff like that. So I reach out to them and I'm like, hey man, can you commission me to do my next shirt piece or my next whatever I have in my head at the time? And 9 times out of 10 they're available and they'll do it for me. But once you get the design, then you go on to the shirt or whatever you have in mind. And there's a lot of ways to do that. I always get questions on like how I did it, but the easiest way is to get it screen printed. There's a lot of processes that go into shirts and actually making shirts. But the main one at the moment is screen printing, and that's what I did. But I outsourced another company to do my screen printing, and yeah, it's been good so far. I love the company.
Yeah, how did you come up with the name No More Promises?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I came up with the name after realizing that like most of my life leading up to college was like I was just getting a lot of empty promises, you know, and like a lot of stuff that was never fulfilled, like whether it be from my mother or family or close friends, you know, like I just felt like nothing was ever fulfilled. So I felt like I'm gonna make something that will be fulfilled and I will carry on and I will keep doing. So that's how I came up with No More Promises. I kind of intertwined those two things. Like I've always been the type, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm 9 times out of 10 gonna do it. Like,
Yeah.
So, how is business going so far? Is it continuously growing, or is it at like a steady rate right now?
Right now, it's at a steady rate. You know, like just the more marketing you do and the more promotion you do, the bigger you're gonna grow. So, like the latest thing I've been doing is reaching out to a lot of local designers or artists, trying to work with them, or like even rappers or like celebrities and like people like that. You just go out and you DM. And they'll hit you back and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll wear your clothes, like just for support. And just, you know, sometimes they say, oh, I'll support it for $500 or like stuff like that. And those are the people I try to avoid because, you know, that's not genuine support. And, you know, I don't want that. I just want genuine support.
Yeah, where do you see this brand going? Like, do you want to continue doing this, make this into your career, or are you gonna continue this like on the side?
I definitely plan on doing this like for a really long time. I wouldn't say forever because, you know, we all move on with things, but I plan on like having this brand be the brand. Like, you know, like everybody knows where this brand came from and where it originated. And the message behind it, that's my biggest thing. You know, I don't want it to fizzle out like next month or something like that. So I definitely want to have it go places. I would love for it to like, you know, end up in like Zoomies or like PacSun or one of those places like that because they stock a lot of graphic tees and such. Yeah, just continue to grow, really.
So, do you have like what is your specific logo and what made you think of it? What was your idea for it?
So my specific logo is basically, like I said, I reached out to a buddy and I said, hey, can you come up with some, they call it a type, which is typography. That's the shorthand. So I asked him for a type, and he just started going crazy, just making a bunch of things. And then he showed me them, and I was like, hey, I really like the one with the devil face and like the broken heart, because that kind of is what I've been through. You know, it's like a deep sentimental value to me. So I took the No More Promises and I incorporated those two things, and that was it. That's how I came up with my logo.
So I know you have some pieces here if you wanted to show those and maybe talk about what other pieces you have on your website.
So my first piece is called Empty Euphoria. Hold up to the camera. Yeah, basically it's a heart with a knife going through it, and it says, learn to love yourself on the bottom. Here's the logo I was talking about with the the face. Tried to incorporate a bunch of different things like suffer from heartbreak, critical damage, patient zero, which I'm the first, patient zero. Yeah, there's this tee. I really like that tee. And if you feel it, you can see what I mean by screen print. Like the shirt you pull out of your closet generally doesn't have screen print. This has a lot of texture to it because of the paint.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. And then, would we be able to get a close-up of that logo?
Yeah, that's my neck tag. So my whole model behind my brand is made for those who believe in themselves, and that's how I want to carry that message between every piece, between everything I do. And then I have my favorite tee that I've made from an actual local designer in Rochester. Shout out Cam Pagano. It has a front and then the back design. Wishing you the best, still doing you the worst.
Now, one last question. Do you just do graphic tees, or what other pieces of clothing do you have out on your website?
So I do a lot of graphic tees, but I plan on doing, you know, like everything, whether it be custom pieces or like women's biker shorts is a thing I had on the list. It's a bunch of different stuff to get a lot of the target audience that I want to target involved. I'm big on, you know, bringing together people and having everybody, you know, solidated with each other in good terms. But yeah, to answer that, I really want to do everything. I can't really just settle on shirts, but it's what I have at the moment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that is all the time we have for right now. We thank Justin Stennett for joining us, and you can find out more about No More Promises on Instagram at nomorepromises_official. Thank you, Justin, for being here.
Thank you.
We thank you for watching this week's episode of Gio's View. Thank you to Justin Stennett for joining us today. Tune in next time for an interview with area musician Sophia Foti. As always, I'm Gio Battaglia. Thank you for watching.